I guess it's my girl dinner.
Hi, Brianna.
Hi. Oh, are you recording?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't get the little countdown we normally get.
I think you were looking at your snack corner.
I have so many snacks. Do you want to see them?
Sure, let's see.
I have guaca prosciutto and basil plate.
Nice. Very nice.
Blueberries.
Nice.
Pears and burrata.
Wow. Okay. Like,
I'm hungry.
deluxe.
I didn't really eat that much yet today. I had a taco thing.
What is that?
I have to be so careful with this. It's just a salad dressing I made, but I thought it would be good on the crackers and prosciutto.
Okay.
It's like olive oil and, I don't know, lemon and garlic.
Just the usual.
The usual. Anyway, how was your weekend? Should we do a weekend recap as that has been tradition? Do you want to do that or no?
Sure. Yeah, my weekend was good. I technically had a 3-day weekend. Friday was my every third Friday off from work. So
Right.
I had that this week.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Friday we just kind of chilled out and ran errands and that kind of stuff. And then the big thing was this weekend we were down at our house today and yesterday, just working on it. Yeah, so it was fun. It was that's pretty much all we did. It was just renovation work and yard work and all of that. But we got to pick some raspberries, which was really fun. All of our raspberries.
I saw your. Wait, was that in your apartment backyard or the house backyard?
House backyard.
There are so many blueberries in your breakfast.
Raspberries, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm just saying that because I'm eating blueberries.
I wish we had blueberries. Everywhere in Nova Scotia has blueberries except our house.
Well, you can plant them.
That's true.
Do you have blackberries?
We do. It's a very small little patch, but we do have some, which I love blackberries so much.
Yeah, I think blackberries are the best berry, especially when we're talking about wild berries.
Yeah.
You just really can't beat a wild blackberry.
No, you really can't. I feel like anything that's blackberry flavored tastes like shit, but blackberries as berries are, one of the best ones, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had blackberry flavored.
It's just not good.
I think maybe a blackberry flavored cocktail or shrub.
Yeah.
But shrubs are normally made from the
actual fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a liqueur, I can't think of it, but it's really popular. But it's made with blackberries. And I remember one of my friends bought it and tried to make a cocktail with it. And I was like, this just tastes like cough syrup, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, we picked berries and did work. And, yeah, it was great. How was your weekend?
It was good. This is the highlight of my weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, I worked all Saturday. I always work Saturdays. And then my last 2 students canceled, so that was nice. I got to leave early. I'm currently, Carlos is in Barcelona. So I'm currently, stopping in on my way home from work every day and taking care of his bearded dragon, Ira.
Oh.
Yeah, I love her, but I have to feed her, cockroaches and these weird worms that look like they're from The Lion King.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, my least favorite part. I guess I'm getting used to it. And then I took her out. Yeah, she needs to get out and moving a little bit more. she hasn't had a bowel movement in a couple days, so I'm worried I'm gonna get there. You can edit that if you want. But
keep it in.
We're talking about real life stuff, okay?
Yeah. Real life.
No. Anyway, so I kind of took her out for a couple hours and I did some laundry there. And then I came home and I passed out. My housemate went to like a wedding and she came home and she looked so good. She wore a completely lime green outfit.
Wow.
Like, she's a thrifter queen.
Okay.
She wore like lime green, like wide-legged like pants and a lime green top and then like a silver belt, and she has a lime green like faux fur coat that she thrifted.
Is she having I was gonna say, is she having a brat summer?
Oh, she invented brat summer.
Yeah.
I just learned what brat summer is this morning.
Yeah.
Because my friend this morning who told me to listen to this podcast, and so I did, and then they were talking about the lime green, and I was like, oh, so I'm like just learning what that is, but no, she's been doing brat summer for like I think the last 2 summers.
Okay, amazing.
And then she also was wearing she lost her shoes and her friend had a pair of like cheetah print Crocs. So on top of this all green outfit with the faux fur lime green coat. Yeah, the only thing that wasn't lime green was that silver belt and her like cheetah print Crocs. So that was really good.
That's iconic.
Fashion inspiration, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I finished printing out my printer. I thought it printed out all the pattern pieces for stuff. It printed it didn't though. It only printed out like half of both patterns. So I finished printing that and I started pushing it together, you know.
Nice.
Do you ever get it so that the like when you perfectly line up the corner like the little corner things, they just don't like I'll perfectly line up the first row and then the rest just don't perfectly line up. And I'm like, am I not meant to actually cut these?
Yeah.
Like, are these not meant to be exactly on the line? Because I just cut the bottom and the right hand side and I try to line everything up perfectly and it doesn't matter how perfectly I line it up.
Yeah, it always gets
It always ends up crooked.
Yeah, mine usually does as well, I will say. I usually kind of like end up, what I like to try and do is like make every row and then I'll attach the rows together, if that makes sense. But even that is not a perfect, and sometimes I end up having to kind of like smush it so it lines up properly and stuff, and I just don't worry about it, basically. But
okay.
Yeah, I think like printers are super weird, and I find like printers can print really skewed or like do weird things, so I just
they're not
on the printer.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I could have just sent this to the coffee shop and like picked it up the street, but
costs money.
I don't want to pay for it. So here we are. All right, that's one
thing we should definitely talk about. Okay, so people locally ask me all the time where I get stuff printed. I think part of it is I used to work at a copy and print shop like back in high school. So I feel like I know what's going on with copy shops, if that makes sense. So
I didn't know that you did that.
Yeah, that was like it was my second job, I guess, in high school. But I worked at the Staples Copy and Print Center for 4 years.
You worked at Staples. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I remember asking you about this shit. You're like, ugh, you stupid bitch. How do you not know this?
No, I know I have very specialized knowledge when it comes to printers and printing.
Okay.
All things copy and print. But yeah, anyway, so when I first got into printing, or when I first got into sewing, I was like, there's definitely places around in the city that do engineering prints, which is like blueprints.
I feel like you also have an upper hand with this because you're a planner and you work with blueprints a lot too.
Yes. Yeah, that's the other lens I bring to it. So I have tried a bunch of places around town, but people I see all the time who have been sewing probably longer than I have are always like, oh, do you get things printed by like Blackbird or like other places? Like get it printed by a fabric store and then get it shipped to you. But I'm like, there's so many options for getting it printed locally that are actually pretty cheap. It's always weird to me because I feel like, there's so many places around town. Anyways,
like I get it done. I've never done this before. I've honestly only ordered a printed thing from that website that you told me about once. You told me about a print website once. I can't remember the name of it, but I got the Magnolia dress pattern printed there online. It was super affordable, but I had to wait a while.
Yeah.
And I had the time.
Yeah.
But right now, if I want something, I want it now. So
yeah.
Do you think? I definitely could get it printed at like FedEx or something, which there's one super close. I think so anyway.
FedEx is tricky. Well, in my experience, places like Staples and FedEx are really expensive when it comes to wide format printing.
And I think that's why I went with the online thing that you did the one time. Because, I think it was really expensive.
Whereas a lot of the more mom and pop, or honestly, a lot of them are in like Burnside, like super industrial park areas, but they will print those kinds of things super cheap. I'm sure there's some in your area. As you say, San Francisco, it's a large urban area.
Anyway, here we go.
We go.
Do we want to segue into what we actually want to talk about today?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So what should we start with?
Do we want to start with like where we're at with our projects?
Let's do it.
Do you want to go first or me?
You go first this time. I feel like I went first last time.
Yeah, you did. We had a whole discussion about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go. I'll start with old to new.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. I honestly got way less done on these because I took a gummy last night and passed out. So I didn't. But okay, so I was like a quarter of the way through the gusset and I had to take the gusset back. And I had to get all the way back in the heel. So I undid the heel. I am now happy to announce that the heel is complete.
Nice. Great work. Yay!
And so, now I just have to pick up the stitches. The only thing is it says to pick up 16 and there's only 14. So I'm going to have to turn two of these into one of them into single thingies. But that's okay. So that happens to you sometimes. I hate having to pick up the edges of things. And then I'll be able to do the gusset and the gusset will be super easy and quick.
Amazing.
Definitely done a couple days. I know I said they'd be done by the end of this week, and it's the end of this week, but your girl got sidetracked and had a crazy week.
Shit happens.
Yeah. Okay, so genre shirt.
Yep.
So I have the stuff all printed out for the genre shirt. I really wanted to do this one, the more cottony, it's kind of a cotton linen mixture. I do not think I'm going to have enough material for it though. I didn't realize how big some of the pieces were for it. So I don't think I'm going to be able to use this. I'm going to try, but I don't think so.
Okay.
So I think what I'm going to do is start with the really big, this is the green, it's a little stretchy. I think I'm going to start with this because I have a lot of this. This is quite a bit compared to the other ones. So yeah.
I said awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cut that out. My pattern pieces are almost put together, and then I'll cut them out. And I'm gonna cut out the genre stuff tonight, I think.
Nice.
I just want to get it ready. I feel like I've been doing, like, I've been printing things, like, I print one pattern one day, and I've just been taking things very slow.
Yep.
And then it was my dad's birthday. I'm very late for this. But yeah, he's not gonna watch this. He doesn't even know we're doing a podcast. I don't even think he knows what a podcast is. But anyway, so I made Carlos the Sam apron for, what did I do it for? I think I did it for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it's so cute. It turned out so well. It was such an easy sew. So yeah, I went and got this same canvas. I think this one's it might be a little bit thicker than the one I did previously, but my dad, when I sent him a picture of, my dad doesn't like gifts, and I've done, like, made things or whatever, not like crazy me made things or whatever, but I've done, like, more thoughtful things, and he's just not a gift person at all. But yeah, I made Carlos an apron, and he was like, "Where's my apron? I want an apron." And my dad does cook quite a bit.
Okay.
So yeah, I got him the same one, and I still have a bunch of the webbing, and so he's gonna have a matching apron with Carlos, which I think he's actually gonna really like, because he loves Carlos. Like, he can do no wrong, so I think he's gonna like that. He's gonna have a matching apron with him, and his name's Paul. His nickname's Pollywogs. I was gonna have you, like, do his name in the leather thing. I guess I could, but I also want to mail it out within the next 2 weeks. So
yeah,
I think I'm just going to embroider his nickname or PJ on it. I don't know. I put dad on it, but I don't know if he, like, identifies with dad. Like, we've never been the kind of family to get, like, a dad mug or anything. So
yeah,
I think I'm going to put his nickname on it.
I think that sounds great.
Yeah, I highly recommend the Sam apron pattern for anyone who wants to make a pattern. It's so simple. I think I sewed it in, like, a day, maybe a day and a half. And not even, like, a day and a half of, like, intensive sewing. Super easy sew. And you have different options for the neckline. I think if I were making the apron for me, so yeah, there's the around the neck one, and then there's the crossback.
Yeah.
And if I were to do it for me, I think I would do the around the neck one, just because I put Carlos's on, and, like, I find the crossover back it just didn't fit, like, a curvy figure very well, but it fits, like, Carlos's, like, straight figure, like, really, really well. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on that. Super easy, very minimal material needed.
Nice.
I think that's another reason why I did the crossover back, because you didn't need to get, like, an adjuster. You make the adjuster, and you can just adjust it easily. And I, like, didn't have time to go get, I forget what they're called, but, like,
the slider bits.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't have time to go get one. So with that, you just, like, make it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna love that.
Yeah, he'll like it.
Are you gonna do, like, the embroidery on the front or, like, on the inside? Where are you thinking?
Oh, I'm gonna do it on the. Well, there's two different there's pockets down in the bottom. In the front, there's, like, 3 panels.
Yeah.
And then there's one up here. So I think I'll do it up on the top one. It's like a big pocket. And then I think it's really cute. There's, like, 2 little ones for, like, pens or pencils or whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows if he'll ever use it.
Spoon?
Yeah, a little spoon. And there's the bottom ones too. Yeah, I just love all the pockets. She also has the Helens closet also has just, like, a bottom. It, like, a similar.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just the bottom. I don't know if it's new, but I didn't see it there earlier, but I noticed it. It's more like, I guess, like a toolkit apron or, like, something for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like John might like. It's very, like, versatile. Yeah, but there's the ones that are for the bottom part too.
Nice.
If one wants, like, an apron but doesn't want, like, the full body one.
Yeah. I could see him using something like that.
Oh, definitely. I think John would use like the crossover. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
handy, dude.
he loves utility wear.
Yeah. And it's utility wear 101.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be, yeah, something nice. I feel like, yeah, I've been really bad at making John things. So that's something I want to do more of, is making stuff for John, because I have like 100 projects that I was going to make him and like never finished. So I
Mm-hmm.
should A, finish those, and then B, yeah, make him some other cool stuff.
Yeah.
He deserves.
I'm very much, yeah, I don't make a lot of stuff. I don't remember the last time I've sewn something for myself. So, but yeah. What are you gonna be working on, little E?
So I'm gonna keep working on my sweater.
Oh yeah, how's that going? Let's see.
Okay, I'll provide a little update. So last week was interesting because I got decently far.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I got like three. I don't know, it's hard to see. I got like three of my stripes done.
You did get pretty far.
Well, this was before. So before I got three of my stripes done.
Mm-hmm.
So I was about halfway down, like finished sewing, or oh my god, knitting the front panel.
Uh-huh.
But then I decided I hated the color of the middle stripe. So last Sunday, Monday, I like ripped it all back.
I saw that on your Instagram.
Where, yeah, I put in my Instagram stories. So I lost like 30 something rows that I had knit.
Did you just straight up rip it out?
Yeah.
I don't know how to put stuff back on the needle when you do that.
Oh, well, what I did was I pulled my needles and cable out, and then I went along and picked up the stitch. And it was actually really easy because I had the colored stripes, so it was really easy to see. Like, it was really easy to see it. Like, sometimes I pick them up on like separate lines or different lines, but because there's the colored stripe and the gray, it was easy to just like go and pick up all the gray.
Yeah. Okay.
So I pulled the needles out, but there was like 30 rows between my stripe and my needle, so they just kind of chilled. And then I used the needles to like pick up the stitches again. Reknit it with a little bit extra yarn or a different color. And then I'm pretty much at the point that I was at before I ripped it back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. I'm happy I did it because in my brain I was trying to rationalize it and be like, okay, I like that. It looks good. It makes sense from like this perspective. But I didn't, and it was bugging me a lot. So I just went for it. And it was worth it in the end, which is good. And at the same time, my friend Mel also is knitting a sweater right now, and she had to rip hers back.
I
know. So we had a bit of like solidarity. We were both like, okay, we're ripping back all this progress.
Yeah. And I had to take back my socks.
Yeah.
We're all just undoing all of our hard work.
Sometimes you just gotta do it. Like, I think there's situations where it's fine and you don't need to, but if it's something that's gonna bother you, over the long term,
if you just straight up don't like the color,
yes, or if you're gonna look at it forever and be like, I wish I didn't. Way, I kind of regret that. It's never gonna feel good. So, yeah, just rip it back. The moral of the story.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay if it'll take you a little bit longer.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm pretty much, I would say, halfway done. So like this is kind of knit in the round for a while, and then it separates. So you do like the front and the back, and then you join again, and then you down. So I'm halfway done the front, and then I'll do the back panel, and then I'll be joining for the rest of the body. So I feel like good progress being made. And we have, every time we drive down to the house, usually I drive one way, John drives the other way. So it makes for some good knitting time, car knitting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So bad at car knitting.
You're bad at it?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like reading.
Oh, like it makes you sick?
I don't know if it makes me sick. I find it a little difficult to concentrate. If it's something like that, maybe it's different. But if I'm at the point in a project where I need to like pay attention, do things, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's some good, like certain things are good for traveling. Like if you're doing a lot of repetition or talking it over and over, I feel like those things are really good for.
Yeah. We drove up to Guerneville a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I did some car knitting on the way up there. But I only did it until I ran into a place where it wasn't just like the same thing over and over again, and then I stopped.
Yeah. Basically, if you have to be too thinky, especially if you have other people in the car.
Yeah, if I have to maintain conversation.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's trucking along. I'm really excited about. I also had a bit of a flash of inspiration this week. So I'm not really a crocheter. I feel like we talked about this in the first episode, but I had like a bit of a phase with crocheting back in undergrad, maybe. And I think it was mostly me trying to make things with yarn but do it faster than knitting, but then I realized it's worth it to just take the time to do knitting because I like it a lot more the way it looks. And
that's why I tried crocheting like a couple of years ago for the exact same reason, and I was just like, ugh, I was getting frustrated, and I was like, I don't need to learn a new skill.
And I also find it hard to read crochet. Some of it doesn't really make sense to me in my brain, but I have been seeing a lot of really cute patterns out there, or not patterns, but garments and other things that are made with granny squares, but they look like sunflowers.
And can you send me an inspo photo?
I absolutely can.
I want to see what you're thinking.
Yeah. I will definitely send you a photo. So I was looking up how to make sunflower granny squares. Because I'm obsessed. And I knit a sweater for my friend's baby, and I had some sunflower-esque colored yarn left over. It was just like, I kind of bought, not cheap yarn, but it was more of the like Lion brand stuff, so it's easier to wash. And I was like, you know what, this would actually be really nice to like also turn into some sunflower granny squares and make something out of it. So I think what I want to make is a vest, and I actually found this really cute vest pattern that's made out of granny square. So I think you could make it out of any type of granny square. And then it's a bunch of granny squares stitched together, but then there's like knitted ribbing on the neck and arms and bottom. So it kind of pulls together a bit of a knit look. Anyway.
Vests are so in right now. I was actually just looking at vests this morning. I was like, oh, vests are so cute, but I just don't like how they look on me. But if I could find one that I like, that would be awesome.
Totally. I'm kind of in my vest era. Like I don't own any, but I want to make this sunflower vest, and then I also have other yarn that I originally used to make like a tee that I want to turn into a vest. So yeah, I have a lot of vests pinned, or not pinned, saved on Ravelry that I want to make.
Do you, that yarn you're talking about from a tea, is it that white yarn?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll take that apart.
Yeah. I'm going to unravel.
That's what's awesome about, yeah, I just realized that. That's what's awesome about, like, knitting your own shit. You don't like it, and you've already had it for, like, a year, because you made that, what, like a year ago?
Yeah, like last fall, I think.
Yeah. You can just take it apart and make something new with it.
Take it out, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do that. I did my first granny square.
You did?
It doesn't look like a sunflower because I used all the same color yarn. I just used scrap yarn. But this is it. It's super wonky and super weird. But
that's okay.
It was fun to just, like play with some crochet again.
That's so cute.
Yes. And it was actually fun. Like, it was kind of cute. So I don't think I'm going to become like a mega crocheter, but I think the occasional project would be fun. So yeah. Trying to think of anything else. Nope. Oh, I do have this make.
Oh yeah, duh.
To talk about. I don't feel like standing up though. Maybe I'll pop up.
You don't have to stand up.
But basically, this is a garment that I tested, as you know. Okay,
I sent Eliza this tester pattern, and I was like, "Hey, we should do this together." And then I never did the application for being a tester.
Yeah.
That stuck. But Eliza did it.
I will say, not because I'm petty, but because I'm just need to seek out the truth.
Petty.
Because you were like, I definitely didn't say that or something.
Yeah, so you went back and you looked.
So I went back and read the receipts. And it turns out, here's how it went down. You said, you sent it to me, and then you said, I think I'm going to apply for this. And I was like, oh my God, it's so cute. It's very similar to a pattern that I've had pinned on my Pinterest for a while. Well, similar vibes. I felt like I could hack it into this thing that I had on my Pinterest for a while. And I was like, oh my God, it's so cute. So then I texted you back and said, should we do it together? And you said yes. But, so, the main point is, I was the one who was like, should we do it together?
Okay.
But you confirmed it. But, it's okay.
I'm really sorry. But the other reason why I didn't have time to do it also it's also because I'm focused on making your birthday present, so...
that's fine. I'm saying I was the one who said we should do it together. And even though
unfortunately, I agreed.
Yeah, you agreed. But that's okay. Things change. And I now have this piece that, I've had like a similar version pinned for a really long time. So I was like, nice. But speaking of Pinterest...
Inspiration.
Today we wanted to talk a little bit about where we get inspiration from in our making, just in our style in general. So I was thinking about this a little bit because obviously I knew we wanted to talk about it. I would say it's pretty rare that I have an original thought in my brain. Like most of
I'm amazed by people who are like, I thought of this and I got this idea from... I just think people who can do that are very cool, and there's like something going on in their brain that I'm missing.
Yeah, same. But at the same time, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Most art
I get it from time to time.
Yeah.
I feel like my housemate is so good at that. She'll just be like, I saw this, or I was thinking this, and then I made this into jewelry, and I'm just like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And yeah, so I think I see other people cultivate a vibe, and then I like to try and pull pieces from that vibe. Like I never want to like copy someone's style, obviously.
I
And I
will. Well,
try
I'm
not,
not going to copy their outfit, but
yeah. But like if there's people whose style I like, there's parts of it
yeah.
I try and emulate. So I would say a major source. So I feel like I have two different kinds of inspiration if I'm like going to make a thing. And I call it like, it's kind of like before and after inspiration. So the before inspiration is like seeing something out in the wild, probably usually on Pinterest or Instagram, and being like, oh, I could make that. Or I really want to make something like that. What's a good pattern that I could use? What kind of fabric can I use? Do I have something in my stash? So I feel like there's like things I see out in the wild where I'm like, I want to have something like that, and I know I can make it. Or if I know I need something, like, oh, I need a coat, so then I'll like look at inspiration photos.
Yeah.
And then I think like after inspiration is like, once I decide to make something, if I'm going with a specific pattern, like sewing pattern or knitting pattern, then I will go and look at how everyone else made it to see.
Yeah, no, I do that too.
Yeah.
I'll be like, how does this fit on like this type of body?
And just like see what modifications or hacks or like cool design things people did with their version. Especially if I have a certain thing. So like with the sweater that I'm knitting right now, I knew I had a bunch of hand-dyed yarn that I wanted to really showcase in some sort of knit garment. So I was like kind of going through a lot of projects that people did of the same sweater to see like, okay, were there any examples where people used like variegated or gradient yarn in like a really cool way with the stripes or whatever. Anyway, so I feel like, yeah, I look at a lot of examples like on Instagram or on Ravelry of other people who have made the pattern and like, draw a bunch of inspiration, and I'll put together the plan of how I'm going to make it in my head. Yeah. Anyways, that's kind of like where I get a lot of my inspiration from, I guess. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah. I also get a lot of inspiration from, I feel like a lot of the times I'll just go on like pattern websites and stuff like that, and then I find something I like, and we'll look at the hashtag and stuff, or I'll go on like people's Instagrams and I'll search on the like tagged thing. Yeah, Instagram's I know you like Pinterest a lot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pinterest.
Maybe I just need to use it more and like get on the algorithm, but I tried like for like fashion inspiration, I used to look at TikTok a lot, but I've deleted TikTok, so I don't really use it as much. And plus I find it can be okay for fashion, but I just think Instagram is more of a maker space than TikTok. I don't know. Honestly, like when I go to shows and stuff, like I saw Suki Waterhouse like a year ago, and her whole outfit, I was like, oh, I can make that. And I've been like on this, like I'll definitely make like the heather blazer, maybe a little bit more form fitting or something. And then I found a pair of pants. I forget the name of them. As far as like, patterns or like, this is gonna sound, I feel like this is chuggy, but like going to like farmers markets and stuff, I feel like I live so close to one and people will always dress up for them. So sometimes it's fun to go like people watch around there. Yeah. And sometimes I'll definitely like just go and like people watch or whatever, because That's easy to do at stuff like that and get some inspiration. Or even like, especially in this, I feel like especially in the spring and the summer, like gardens and nature are very like inspirational. Like even like food. I feel like a lot of people get inspiration, whether it be poetry, painting, like fashion, like around food and stuff like that, or flowers.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, a lot of nature stuff. More for like color or like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are my big ones. Obviously, when it comes to the nitty gritty of patterns and like specific alterations or how things feel on body, I'll go to Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm just feeling like a little like, if I don't even feel like sewing or crafting or being artistic in any way, I'll just like, yeah, put myself in situations where I'm surrounded by like cool people. Also, just my like the people around me, like my friends, are all very fashionable. Like I'll show up in like a t-shirt and leggings or like a sweater and leggings, and they just come dressed to the nine, and
Full
I
glam.
like not even like glam, just like looking so cool.
Yeah.
And that's always inspirational, like to see my friends looking very cool.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Like my housemate and her all lime outfit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her Brat Summer, before Brat Summer was a thing.
Yeah, like I said, she literally created it.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like too, just like on your point about like seasons, yeah, for me, each season almost kind of has like a certain vibe to it too.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Definitely. Like, yeah. I will never wear colors that, like, I will not wear this in, like, November or December, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I will, but, like, because it's really comfortable.
Yeah.
But, like, in general, you know, we're going for the fall vibes.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, I feel I have a lot of things in my wardrobe that do a lot of double duty, I guess. Seasonally, like,
yeah, or things that you can like adjust to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to have things that I can wear in different seasons, but yeah, I don't know, like when it's fall I really want to wear like autumnal colors and I really want to wear like corduroy. Like I feel like there's just like certain things that I want to have more of in my wardrobe.
Yeah. I'm
like
a big corduroy fan in the fall.
Yeah. It just goes. It just fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like, what do you think? Do you like to plan in advance for seasons or?
Good
like,
question.
Yeah.
I think a lot about the next season.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I don't feel like I execute. I feel like I'm usually making things in that season that are for that season, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I have started, like I did start a little note on my phone, and what my goal is like I feel like every year I get to whatever season, so say fall, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot, like I really wanted to have like these kinds of things in my wardrobe for fall, and then it is fall, and then it like fall is kind of short, so then you're like, okay, and then by the time you have the time to like make all the things,
the season is almost done.
Exactly. So I've started to kind of make a note in my phone where I just start noting things that I like want to be wearing each season, I guess, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
it's basic, but it'll just be like different colors or different kinds of fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if I have certain pieces that I've been thinking about for a long time, where if I'm like, I want this as like a fall jacket, or I want like this as a summer dress or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've just never gotten around to making it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so I am trying to like document those things because I feel like they live in my head a lot, and then I just think about them a lot, and then I never actually make them. So I'm trying to put it into my phone.
Yeah.
And yeah, start planning ahead, I think.
I tried to do that with my notes app, but did you see the like trend on like Instagram, TikTok of people like I feel like influencers or famous people would like be like, the inside of a neurodivergent or like ADHD person's like notes app, like you'll realize how like wild their brain is. And it's all these just like random incomplete notes, or they start the same thing like 5 times over. And I'm like, that is 100% me with my notes. Like, I have 3 different notes for like my teaching. Like, I feel like we have 5 different ones. We have a couple different ones for like our podcast and stuff. And like, I'm just so inconsistent. Or I'll think of things, or like, I'll start writing them down. Because I'm like, oh, it would be better for me to write things down. But then I don't have my book with me. So then I put them in my phone. And they still end up scattered like all over the place. I'm so bad for that.
Yeah, I'm the same. I have probably like 10 notes that are like my Costco or grocery list.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time I just go.
Or I have like random numbers down, and I'm just like, what does 8765 mean?
What is
what is that 4-digit? I know it's for something important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also tend to try and get myself to use a system, and then I'll use it for a while, and then I end up rejecting it for some reason. Like I'll be like, most of the time I just forget. If it's not in front of me, I just kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
Or
it like doesn't work for you anymore. You've changed how you want.
Yeah. I'm not someone who can work with some like pre-prescribed systems when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
But I am trying. But one thing I actually am really good about doing is writing down all the books. So for the past like 3 or 4 years, every book that I read, I make a new note every year, and I always put down my books that I read in order. So that I've always been very consistent about, and yeah. And I kind of want to start doing that a little bit more with, my making. And like I find if I make too many plans for making, like I've definitely in the past have done things where I've written a list of all the projects I want to make, or like tried to do like little cute like planning things. And when I do that, the list gets so big because there's so many things I want to make.
Yeah.
Very overwhelmed.
For my men right now. Like my list is so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to just take things one project at a time, or like tackle something when I feel ready and inspired to do it. I guess if that makes sense. Because I don't know, too much planning, I just get too overwhelmed, you know?
Yeah. Are you thinking about fall right now, or no? Are you still just like in your summer? Are you thinking of what you want or need?
I have started thinking about it a little bit. Also, fall is, as you know, like my favorite time of the year.
Yeah, no, same. I think I just live in fall all the time. Honestly, especially in San Francisco, like, I mean, it's been like 100 degrees at work every day, but then I like come back and it's cold. Like, I'm sure at work right now, like, if I were to be at work, it would be really hot. But right now it's cloudy and kind of cold.
Yeah, not here.
Yeah, I know, not there.
Not here.
But also the vibes are still not like if I were to go out and look like fall, people would still think it's weird. They'd be like, it's July, bitch.
Yeah. I'm someone who if it's September 1st, I'm like, let's go. It's
Yeah.
basically fall.
Yeah. Oh, see here, September, October are like the hottest times of the year, and I hate it.
No.
Yeah.
I need that October Christmas. Like,
yeah, every time it's October for you, I am so jealous. Every year it comes around, I'm like, oh, I want it to be fall.
Yeah.
But I'm like drinking iced coffees, and I'm like, I want just a nice hot coffee on a cold morning. I guess I could have that right now, but it's just, I don't know, I get FOMO.
Yeah.
I want to be on the same season as the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm not ragging on you.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I have some things maybe on my list for fall. But TBD.
Yeah.
TBD, basically.
Do you have an ideal of style or anything, a style that you want more? No, I was gonna go there, but I won't go there. Never mind.
I feel like I do want more layers.
Yeah.
I have last winter I made my first kind of big coat. Mm-hmm. And I feel like outerwear is like a really big gap in my wardrobe, like mm-hmm. whether it's for really cold or whether it's just for kind of those like shoulder seasons. So I feel like I want to make some outerwear. Yeah. And like, yeah, I've kind of started knitting sweaters now so that hopefully I'll have some like nice, cute and cozy sweaters for fall.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of as far as I've gotten.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you? Do you have any plans for fall?
Oh yeah, big plans.
Big plans.
Well, I feel like my wardrobe last fall was not the best. Like, I feel like I fell into the Gen Z fashion of like wide-legged like dress pants and then like really tight top and stuff. Just because I don't know why, and like bodysuits with like really that were just like uncomfortable. And then like I would always see myself and I did not like how it looked. And I was like, this is not my style. I felt like really weird about it.
Okay.
So yeah, I want like more chunky clothing, especially on like the top. I want more like plaids too, but not like your red and white. I don't know. I just like, I like seeing like your plaids and stuff. I used to have a lot of plaid. Now I don't. I want more like texture and pattern mixing because I haven't, honestly, I feel like my style in the falls has been very boring. Yeah. So I want to have a bit more fun this year. I want to do like texture and pattern mixing, and I think I want to go for more of a balance vibe instead of like all being uniform and matching. I want things to balance each other out and like have fun. Also, like I've been thinking a lot about, or not thinking, I've been looking like at a lot of things that's like, oh, you can like wear the clothes, but it's not like styled, and like how to style your clothes. So I think I'm also gonna try and think of that a little bit more, and like even just a simple like wearing an undershirt like under a sweater and then like wearing a necklace on. I was just like, oh wow, that does actually look way more put together than just wearing, like that's something I could like wear to work or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I did not like my style last summer or last fall. So yeah, I want to have a lot more fun. I want chunkier stuff. I want to mix patterns and textures. I feel like I missed that train last year. And yeah, I think it's all about balance this year, but in a fun way. And yeah, not matching.
Yeah.
I feel like I was all about the matching last fall, and I didn't do it very well. Or it was like half done. It was like everything matched but not styled. So yeah, I'm going to try and put a little bit more effort into that.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
Cute. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, I feel like every fall that goes by where I don't feel like I'm wearing my best fall wardrobe feels like a missed opportunity. So
Yeah.
I want to have, because fall fashions are kind of my favorite. That's my favorite vibe. So I feel like I want
Yeah.
to live into it. Oh,
I've also
also,
been seeing. Oh,
pardon?
I've also. Sorry. I was gonna say I've also been seeing a lot of videos where the girls are like, dressing for the um dressing for like the female eye or something like that instead of or the women's gaze instead
Yeah.
of like the men's gaze, and
Yeah.
they're just wearing like big stuff. It is not like form fitting or like whatever. I mean, that's fine if that's like you, or if I want to wear that, that's fine. Like I have lots of form fitting stuff, but
Yeah.
I love just this whole like, yeah, not dressing for the male gaze and just wearing like the funkiest stuff and
Yeah.
just really fun and having fun with that. So I'm gonna lean into that a little bit more.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I had to explain that to John the other day. I can't remember
Mm-hmm.
what the context was, but I was like, there's dressing for the guys and then there's dressing for the girls. And
Yeah.
like dressing for the girls is, and I'm not saying like the guys, but even I was watching one of my favorite podcasters the other day, and she was talking about how she had some fabric that she wanted to make something with,
Yeah.
and she was like went and asked her husband, like, what do you think I should make? And he was like, oh, I really love when you wear like really pretty flowy dresses, blah blah blah. And she's like, great, I'm gonna make a jumpsuit. And he's like, yeah, I don't love those. She's like, that's okay, like because
Yeah.
I love it anyways. And she was like, yeah, this is very much me dressing for the girls.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I've never even like thought of that much. And then I
Yeah.
started seeing those things and I was like, oh my God, so right. And I feel like such an old person when I say that because it's such a duh
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, it makes me feel very like conservative and old and dated.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I've talked about this so much with Dante, my like he's my
yeah.
quintessential Gen Z friend. But he has such great style, and
Oh, he has great style.
but yeah, uh he dresses to like very like he just has like certain vibes that he builds in his head, and then he's like, I'm gonna dress to that vibe. Like
Yeah.
it'll be like 80s Miami something, and he'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, let's do it.
No, I love it. Yeah, I used to go to school with this guy, and like he would dress like he was in Manhattan and had like the most amount of money.
Yeah.
But we were in Halifax, 20 years old, and he was like from PEI or something. And it's like, I want to carry that energy with me. Like, it shouldn't matter like how small of an event I'm going to, or if it's just like me in my day to day life. Like,
Yeah.
I want to, yeah.
100%. Yeah. And I really feel like, not to make it too much of a generational thing, but or for me, when I was a young adult and trying to sort of build my quote unquote career, like I feel like I just had certain boxes that
I
like
have yeah, my like young professional era when I was in undergrad and like also newly graduated. Yeah, the young business attire.
yeah. Yeah. Or just like always feeling like you needed to like dress professional or dress in a certain way. Anyways.
Yeah, like what
Yeah.
professional was.
Yes.
Like you don't need to like the idea of professional now is so different.
Yeah. I agree. And it's a lot more expansive, and I feel like Gen Z really just said like, this is our style and this is what works for us. And anyways, I feel like that whole box is like
I love it.
one wide open. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to the younger generation. Also,
Yeah, sorry I cut you off earlier, but it was a good discourse.
yes. Oh, the only other thing I was gonna say, well, the thing I was gonna say before was just thinking about fall. I also started saving on Ravelry, favoriting on Ravelry. All of these.
We didn't include Ravelry in our inspiration.
I know. I did. Well, I kind of talked. They're my after inspiration. Like,
Oh, okay.
well,
Yeah.
I use them a lot, kind of before and after.
Once you know what you're gonna make.
Yeah. Or if I'm like, I use the advanced search a lot to be like, I know I want to make a sweater. I know it has to be DK. I know I wanted to have this.
Yeah.
What are the patterns? So I look at that quite a lot, actually. But I started favoriting on Ravelry a bunch of like really cute Halloween patterns. Like Halloween sweaters.
Like costumes?
No, like Halloween like theme sweaters. Anyways, part of me really wants to make a Halloween sweater, but we'll see. Yeah. What?
What was the other thing you were gonna say?
The other thing I was gonna say, just because we were talking about Dante, I just wanted to shout out the really amazing comment that we got from Dante.
Yeah.
On our last video. What did he say? I feel like he said, like, new content idea. Brianna should make a Sunday best outfit for attending the horse races. Anyways, I shrieked when I read that, and I just want to say, I agree.
That would take so much work.
Yeah.
Like, are we talking like actual Sunday best, like from like the 40s or the 50s vibe, like cinched waist?
Yeah.
I'll do a little puff sleeve, a little like Bo Peep thing. Yeah. Give me 10 years and it's in.
Okay, just do it.
Yeah. No, actually, maybe I will. I think that would be like so cute.
Yeah. Or like, I wonder if there's a way to do Sunday best horse race, but make it 2024. Like,
I was gonna say, can I do Sunday best horse race Gen Z?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Great.
Any last thoughts, feelings, opinions?
No, I think we covered everything. We did a little update. We talked a lot about our inspiration today. And people saw and heard me snack a lot.
Yeah. All good stuff.
But I'm full now, so.
That's great.
Yay! All right, well, I'm going to go finish taping paper together and then cutting it out.
Sounds fun.
So I can hopefully have something to show y'all.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Like,
next episode, hopefully we'll have
these socks are going to be finished.
Yes. We're going to have some draft genres to show off.
Yeah. If I don't mail the apron, I'll show y'all the apron. I could also just bring in the one I've already made.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging.
Bye, Brianna.
Bye, Liza.